Started. All right, welcome to Menu Heroes. I'm your
Sounds
host,
good.
Steven.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
And today we'll be talking about insane prices, quirky game accessories and programming, and unrelated to the insane prices, Black Friday.
And every year, I'm thankful I don't have to. I can avoid that stuff. I'm especially thankful that most deals lasted until Tuesday.
Yes, some deals are still going on. It's crazy. So, starting with
I know, right?
everyone's
Well,
favorite holiday to complain about, I noticed something different about Black Friday this year. Now, I don't know if this has been going on for a while or if it just started recently, but a lot of retailers seem to start Black Friday early this year. Um, it seemed to last for like the second half of November. Usually, I don't care about Black Friday, but since they had early sales, I actually got a couple games that I wanted, but I couldn't justify paying full price for.
yeah, same here. Found a bunch of great deals at local GameStop and Nintendo eShop. Bought a few games. Many that I've been trying to get at, but unfortunately, I got a Switch not too long ago.
Yeah. So let me talk about my experience, and then I'll let you tell yours.
Okie dokie.
So I started off by trading my Xbox One into GameStop because I didn't need it anymore. Hadn't touched it in months, and my computer can do all the same stuff. So I got more for it than the trade-in credit listed online, so that was cool. I got 6 games for the Switch and 3 plushes, which were the Torchic, Leafeon, and Glaceon plushes I showed earlier. I picked up
Yes.
2 copies of Splatoon 2. One for me, one for Xander.
Right.
I picked up a copy of Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. Pikmin 3 Deluxe. There's a lot of deluxes in this one. Pokemon Mystery
Alright.
Dungeon Rescue Team Deluxe. And Yoshi's Crafted World. Which, let me pull up the picture. Alrighty. I also redeemed some power-up points the other day and got Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Yeah, that one. It's so weird because I do kind of remember that and a few other games were where some creators of the original franchises were doing their own Kickstarter because like Konami ain't doing nothing with Castlevania anytime soon. So yeah, it was glad that Koji Igarashi was able to at least like get a game close to Castlevania, and I will soon get that when I have money again.
Alrighty. So, what about you? What did you get? Because I know you spent some money.
I did spend some money, so not including the game you got me, Mario Kart 8, which I forgot to mention I did get. I just forgot to tell you about it. Sorry.
That's fine. I'm glad you. I'm glad you got it.
Yeah. Alright, so anyway, I got. Finally, I got Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I ordered it on Amazon right around Thanksgiving. And also, I'll be doing like short reviews for each game I played. I've given a good hour or so of each game, so I'm fairly confident I know my stuff. So anyway, other than that, I did get Monster Hunter Rise and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 at GameStop. They had those on sale. Again, able to do that. Unfortunately, so many other games was not available that I wanted was not available at the GameStop, either GameStop that was close to me. So I couldn't get Astral Train, I couldn't get Hades, I couldn't get Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. And those were like ones I would have loved to have physical copies of. Thankfully, there was deals at the Nintendo eShop for Hades. I was able to but I did felt bad because like I wanted a physical copy of it. I wanted to like hold it in my hand. I'm one of those weirdos.
I get it. I want to get the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles physically, because there's so many Ace Attorney games that weren't released physically in the Americas.
Yeah, there was. And by all means, I will get those, but like I haven't even finished the third Phoenix Wright game. So granted, yes, the Great Atrocity is a prequel. I realize that, but I would feel, I'd still feel like incomplete if I didn't at least finish the trilogy first before moving on to the Great Ace Attorney.
I get that. Just wait until you realize that there's more than just the trilogy.
I'm aware there is like Edgeworth's whole trilogy and some other character.
There's Apollo Justice, which is a direct continuation of the series.
That's okay. So Apollo Justice, that's the one character I was thinking about. Yeah, because obviously, yes, I know it's a pretty big franchise. That was going on with several of its spinoffs, and I know I'm behind. Yes, I know, but I do enjoy the first two Ace Attorney games, and I'm at least familiar with that, so I can put that on my belt. But one game that I could only get at the Nintendo eShop that I've been loving is Death's Door, and again, I am patiently waiting to do my little short reviews for each of these games because I got some thoughts.
All right, well, why don't we just jump into your small reviews? You want to go in the order that you have listed on the document?
I do, yes, and
Alrighty.
All right, so let me just say right now, I am just now again, Monster Hunter Rise is the first time I've ever experienced any of the Monster Hunter games. I know they are very beloved franchises. They're currently like Capcom's one of Capcom's biggest franchises right now. Like it's, again, I don't know the exact numbers, but like it's doing gangbusters internationally. I gotta say it's a little rough to get into. Now, of course, I wrote down. I first tried to bring up my my pros for this. You get a lot of options to create your character, and for also your cute little pet support characters like your little doggo and your walking cat person. That was a good half an hour I spent just to be very careful how I customize them, and I love that. Always a good first start for any RPG where I can really customize and look at my character. And also a lot of the cutscenes and just the world itself is very well rendered. Even though the Nintendo Switch isn't known for like great graphical processing stuff, but it looked gorgeous from just playing on a Nintendo Switch. The whole world and atmosphere looks super gorgeous. And already had a couple cutscenes that were vibrant, very stylized, and I certainly get the appeal of this world, and overall I do like this game. However, I do have to bring up that it is hard to get used to the controls. Mainly because you're first starting out, every time you use the menus in this game, you have to use the four buttons, the four directional buttons. You don't use just the simple joystick that you've been using for everything else, and you use the joystick to move your character, but you have to use the movement buttons themselves in order to get through menus.
That's so weird.
And that was so frustrating for me to get used to that kind of thing. That completely threw me off. And it wasn't really a fan of that. Another thing is that there is a lot of tutorials. And granted, yes, RPGs, they try and get you to get an understanding of how controls and mechanics of the whole game is. I respect how well thought out this whole thing was. I do. However, it's very difficult for anybody who is new to this, me especially trying to get used to all the different mechanics and menus and just stuff you got to think about. And also, what makes it even more difficult is the fact that, you simply a tutorial. You go through the menu, you go through the tutorial, and then you just keep going, pressing OK, and just moving on to that. This one, you have to double click OK because it wants to make sure. Are you sure you know the controls? Are you sure you understand how the menu works? And I'm sitting here thinking like, and if I did, I feel like you're second guessing me. Like I'm doubting myself whether I am fully understanding how this mechanics of this game works. This. I feel like that's the biggest problem with this game. It's like I can imagine some people just turning away right now. We had a discussion last episode about the last Star Fox game that was on Wii U that many people were complaining how hard it was to control and understand the mechanics of the Star Fox Wii U game. And yeah, I don't think it's that bad for Monster Hunter Rise, but I can understand some people just trying this out and saying, okay, I'm giving this back. This is just getting frustrating. Yeah.
All right. So
I am hopefully.
Sorry.
Yeah. Overall, I'd say if you're used to this kind of thing, if you're used to like MMORPG, well, no. MMOs means like the online stuff, right?
Yeah.
Freely moving around. So that's. Okay, so
MMO
I call them the
like...
free movement RPGs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going with right now. Again, it's a well-crafted, well-thought-out stuff. Unfortunately, how it presents itself and how it gets people into it, people who are new to this to try and understand what's going on, I think it needs work on that. I think hopefully the developers are like they figure out a better way how people get into it and to better understand the mechanics of it, so it becomes more seamless. Because the world is beautiful. The monsters I've seen so far look great, and it's like I'm glad I'm going on an adventure with my doggo and my cat person. But it's like I'm not having as much fun because like I don't think the tutorials did not do a good job of explaining to me how to do this, or they did it in a very frustrating way. Is like what was it taking me such a long time to get used to the controls and used to the mechanics of this game. So again, liked it overall, but this is kind of my least favorite of the games I bought. Hopefully I'll play a little bit more. It's like if I give it a few more hours, maybe I might start to love it. So I don't know.
But yeah,
I'm ready to move on to
Monster Hunter Rise is actually coming out to the PC January 2022. And all the content up to version 3.6.1 of the Nintendo Switch version will be included at launch, including all the content collaborations.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I just booted it up, Monster Hunter Rise, right before we started, just so I could check and see if I could like find any of the new updates or any of the new content collabs. But you're saying it's the PC version that's only getting this?
No,
not Switch version.
The Switch version got the collaborations. The PC version is going to get them all at launch.
Because again, I'm at the eShop for the Monster Hunter section, and it's like I'm not seeing anything for Okami or Street Fighter or Mega Man or Ghosts and Goblins or Sonic. I'm seeing like there's the deluxe kit. Is that it? Is that the?
I don't know, but let's not dwell on it too much because we are on a bit of a time.
Okay. I understand. I got more games I want to talk about. As I said, again, no offense to Monster Hunter fans, but like, I'm ready to move on to another game. So anyway, get on to the game I really, really wanted to play for a couple of years now is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Now, granted, I'm somebody who is used to this franchise. I'm used to the mechanics, and obviously the mechanics are not that hard to figure out. But basically, it's a beat 'em up. So, just like traveling through areas. You got your team of characters and everything. To me, I find it a lot of fun. It doesn't change anything too much except for like the graphics are much more detailed and more polished, a bit stylized, but still, it's like you get it captures the feel of the previous two Marvel Ultimate Alliance games. Funny enough, the first couple levels start off with the Guardians of the Galaxy characters. So even though like everyone's been talking about how great the new Guardians of the Galaxy game is, I'm just sitting here playing like the semi Guardians game where like you can pick other Marvel characters. I don't know, but it's kind of funny. I do hope to get my hands on the Guardians of the Galaxy game at some point, but I'm not sure if I want to wait till get a PS5 to do that, or just like whenever I can finally hook up my PS4 finally to experience it. But anyway, as I said, cool, fun beat 'em up. This version was developed by Team Ninja, and if you witness any of the cutscenes for this game, you could easily tell. Yep, Team Ninja, super stylized, very dramatic, and bit of anime influences, are definitely like certainly a lot of slow mo and a lot of stylized poses and everything, which I'm totally okay with. I eat that stuff up. The plot itself, not really all that different from Avengers: Infinity War. Like it begins right with the Guardians of the Galaxy on their ship, finding another ship that's been raided and attacked by the Black Order, which are like Thanos's minions and everything. So overall, like I had a good fun time with this one. Certainly, people who have loved the other Marvel Ultimate Alliance games I'm sure gonna love this. And yeah, it's easy to pick up and play. But anyway, I do want to, before we get to the one on the list, I do want to briefly mention my experience with Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Now, this is obviously like the most highly acclaimed, beloved Nintendo Switch game out there. Yes, it was on the Nintendo Wii U, but like this is a Twilight Princess kind of thing where I experienced it on the Switch, so it's a Switch game. So yeah. So obviously, this has definitely got to be one of the best Zelda games out there. In terms of like what all you can do and how you can explore is so phenomenal, and I certainly had a lot of fun, even though I got lost a lot. Like it took me a good 2.5 hours to finally meet. Well, y'all probably played the Ghost of King Hyrule. Where it was finally revealed that he was the King of Hyrule, and like
what?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Are you joking with me, Steven?
Yeah, I'm just joking, buddy.
Okay, I was like, okay, come on. I have seen you play this game at your house.
It's a 4-year-old game. If it gets spoiled for you at this point, you've had plenty of time to play it. It's not like the Switch is a PS5.
Yeah, man. I wanted to at least give people somewhat of a warning that I was going to say something about this game and an event that happened. So, which again, some people will like lose their minds if you even just mention what your thoughts of a movie or game is without spoiling too much, or just giving a non-spoiler thing. They will still be like, "How dare you? How dare you just?" I just want to go this completely blind. Well, then maybe not check out other people's reviews, even the non-spoiler ones. If you want to go completely blind, maybe thought. But anywho, yeah. So anyway, finally completing the tutorials of Breath of the Wild, I can safely say that it's already one of my all-time favorite Legend of Zelda games. And certainly cannot wait to spend several more hours getting lost and taking a long time to complete even the most basic of stuff. So, yay! And so, moving on to the two Nintendo eShop games that I bought. One is, of course, the one with like a truly devoted like cult fan base that's came out recently, Hades. This game is gorgeous. well, that and Hades, but man, we I was vaguely aware of Hades, and I've seen some of the character designs before, but like it was only till like we did our like Halloween special that I really looked into the designs of Hades, of the characters from the game Hades, and obviously I loved it. Seeing it in action in the games and seeing like their like and seeing how the whole dungeons and areas and rooms look and everything, it is gorgeous, man. This is truly like a triple threat in terms of like great acting, great mechanics, great music, and just again easy to pick up, understand mechanics. But you can do you can find your own different kind of combos and weapons you can use. Because, like, granted, if ever you do lose in one of the dungeons, you have to start from the very beginning. But you do get to, you get to just switch around different weapons. Like, you obviously start off with a big sword, but you can use the a shield, which does all kinds of crazy stuff. There's also a bow and arrow and one really big lance. You can Again, once you enter the main dungeon, you have to pick one of those four. And I think there's one other one that I haven't unlocked yet, but each one of them has their own fun little mechanics to them that can be upgraded depending on which gods you do a favor for and everything. It really helps to make this beat 'em up dungeon crawler it gives it all kinds of varieties and just keeps things fresh. And I find this one of the best dungeon crawling beat 'em up games, and I will get to my favorite in a moment. But so far, any thoughts, or have you any opinions so far?
So, the only one out of all of these I've played is Breath of the Wild, but you're talking about a dungeon crawler, and I'm pretty sure this is a dungeon crawler. I could be wrong. But a game that's pretty good is Crypt of the Necrodancer. I wouldn't say it's got great acting, but it's a fun rhythm-based dungeon crawler, and it's got a 2-player mode.
All right. By all means, you might have to send me a link to that, or send me like a description of it later on, because by all means. Yeah, because I've been, beat 'em ups have been doing really great in the last couple of years. Because like there was a Streets of Rage sequel, Streets of Rage 4, that came out that's been getting a lot of great reviews, and I just was like, man, I haven't played Streets of Rage in a long time. I love those games, so I'm glad they're coming back. I'm glad.
I want to get a River City Girls.
Yes, it's the other good one. So yeah, so a bunch of really good beat 'em ups are coming out, and I love it. I'm super happy. Just like I'm super happy for this final game that I just bought, which is Death's Door. Guys, I know I've been saying, hey, the trailers look cute and amazing. Well, maybe not cute, but like I've been saying, like, they look really good. This seems like a really cool, fun dungeon crawling game. And y'all, this game, oh my god, this game is so freaking good. It's not fair how good this game is. Like, granted, it's a bit grim, it's a bit, bit morbid, because like it is talking about, of course, death and like how we mourn of it and how people have to like come to terms with that and everything, and certain characters trying to cheat death and everything, but you gotta go after them, hey, it's all part of life and everything. But again, it's like this has some of the best music. This has like some great animation and great character animation and movement, and it is sort of like I truly, the best way to explain this is if like the guys who made Dark Souls made a Legend of Zelda game, or vice versa, because it is sort of the same of like you're exploring different areas and going to different dungeons, but it is pretty difficult to get a handle for. You can level up, but it takes a lot. You have to really grind to really level up. Is like my one little gripe, but I do feel like that's kind of the point of it, because like you are struggling a lot, and but I truly, it's similar to Dark Souls or Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, in that they are meant to be like difficult but manageable. I and granted, I don't think Death's Door is as difficult as those. Because I remember just pulling my hair out when I was playing Bloodborne. I still really like it, but man, that game can be unfair sometimes. But anyway, like this game and Metroid Dread are the two that I've gotten recently that I have played at least 5 hours each. I love them that much, and I think I think they are deserving of Game of the Year nominations. I do believe they've both been nominated for Game of the Year.
Wait, did you say 5 hours?
Yes, I put in 5 hours for both these games.
Those rookie numbers.
For most of them,
gotta pump those up.
I have a job, Steven.
I have a job too.
I have to work. Okay, are you working 9 hours at a warehouse, Steven? Are you?
I have to work with Xander. I think that's.
Okay. Does your
No, my job is
Are you
easy. I'm a babysitter.
I know. I'm not really that mad, but I'm just
know.
like I want to make it very clear of like my situation, so that's why like 5 hours is a lot of time for a game, especially games I love. I want to play more.
Well, I was just kidding. Like, no shaming here. I was just
I know.
It's just a prank.
Funny, huh? You some kind of comedian, huh? Huh? Is this amusing to you, huh? Is my life a joke, huh? Am I a clown to you, huh?
Yeah. Oh, we'll have to cut that part out. All right.
Did I swear?
No. I was just kidding. The part where I said yes, you are a clown. If anyone here is a clown, it's me.
I'll stop. You're not. No.
I'm a professional jester. All right, so on to the news / mostly our opinions. Right. Yay! We're gonna kind of breeze through this because I wrote down some talking points. So first up on the chopping block, we have Halo Infinite Multiplayer. It's a free-to-play title that's in its beta right now. The studio behind it is 343 or 343. Who cares? It's numbers. And one of the defining features of this multiplayer title is microtransactions. So,
oh boy!
To give you an example of how insane this is, here is the price for a coat of paint. As you can see, the bundle is 800, whatever the currency is, which translates to $8. And this is just to change the color of your armor. It's insane. Now, I gotta be honest. That armor, that blue is pretty, what's the phrase the kids use? Bussin'? It's pretty bussin'.
Okay.
Pretty swag. Poggers.
All right. Yeah, sure. Fine. I call it highway robbery is what I call it.
It's crazy.
But then again, I'm an old man, so what do I know?
I mean, data miners have crunched the numbers, and altogether, getting all the transaction, like the armor available through microtransactions, would cost around $1,000.
Okay, so I understand. Like, I'm slowly like easing up on free to play in general. And I understand like making skins of it, like being purchasable is what helps sell the game, or helps like make sure that it puts food on the table for certainly the developers and all the programmers who are working hard for it. I get that, but still, like when it's only just for the color blue, that's to me outrageous. That to me is insane.
Yeah.
It's. Unfortunately, I can't think of the characters from Red vs. Blue. I love that series. Actually, like, I was super nip, but like, that's what I'm thinking is like, okay, so I'm paying $8 to be the light blue one. Which, okay, I liked him, but is he good at least at the voice of that character?
Is he worth $8?
Maybe I consider that, but He ain't that good. He's no Sarge, and he's no Caboose. Caboose was super funny.
I've never watched.
But yeah,
Red
again,
versus Blue.
it's really good, man. Yeah, I mean, again, I love Halo 2 and Red versus Blue. Even though it's not really connected, it was like it might as well. It was embraced by the Halo community and by Bungie. Like they were super chill about it too, which is a big tonal shift than what a lot of more modern gaming companies act when fans make stuff.
All right, talking about making stuff and Bungie. You mentioned Bungie. That's gonna pop up in this next story. So you may have heard that a YouTuber, a streamer named Point Crow, is offering $10,000 to anyone who can make a multiplayer mod for Breath of the Wild. Which sounds great in theory, except that that's grossly underestimating how much it costs to develop stuff. And I mean, fans make mods all the time for free, so getting paid for it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's also unrealistic. But let's look at some of the requirements for this. So obviously the mod has to support 2 people. No restraints on map movement. So basically, we could move independently of each other. The game wouldn't have to start at the Shrine of Resurrection.
That becomes that's already a problem right there.
Why?
Well, I'm just saying, like, it would only work if it was split screen, right? So
No, not
having 2 people
necessarily.
going in completely different opposite directions on this big. Granted, like I have a hard time like handling split screens. Even though like I've seen Let's Plays of the recent It Takes Two, which I finally understand why there's a lot of people who love that game, because it is super gorgeous and kind of quirky in a lot of cases, and maybe it's something we could try out sometime on the channel, perhaps if we can actually meet up. But we'll get to that later. But I just, in general, it's always been hard for me to like really pay much attention to like a split screen, or it's easy for me to mix up like which screen is mine and who am I if it's like if we're doing split screen stuff.
Yeah, no, I get that. So that's the thing. This wouldn't be split screen. This would be an online thing. It would be peer to peer, which means you connect to the other directly instead of doing servers. Stuff about Point Crow being the exclusive streamer for 1 to 2 weeks. The mod will not be locked behind a paywall. It must be finished at least 2 months before the Breath of the Wild sequel release date. And then it has to be functional. And so, yeah, Sam Sharma, director of product at Bungie, actually tweeted about this, criticizing the challenge because, $10,000 in the developing world is kind of, an insult. To Point Crow's credit, he did issue an apology, though the challenge still stands. It could have been worse, though. People don't have to participate in this. People are developing mods all the time for free. And, it's not like he's hired someone and then said, oops, I'm not paying you.
Yeah, it sounds like he's more naive, not a complete dick.
Oh,
so,
I gotta censor that.
Okay, complete.
You already said it. It's over.
Well, okay. I was trying to think of something better. Bambi,
Douche?
Doe. Oh, I was trying to think of something deer related. Okay, I was trying to be keep on brand, but all right, fine, whatever.
Our brand is deers.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Whatever helps the channel. Hey, if it gets sponsored by John Deere, okay. All right, I'll sell a tractor or 2.
Oh my god. Which brings me to the sponsor of today, John Deere.
Oh,
So
we have fun here
at
Menu Heroes.
Any last thoughts before we move on to the next game?
Well, it's just simply that, yeah, I'm kind of with him. There's no way you're gonna be able to get anything on that scale for $10,000. Like, freaking, like that crappy Mega Man's sort of semi Mega Man game, Mighty Number 9. They only had $2 million. Really, I know they kept saying, "Oh, we managed to like score like $4 million on Kickstarter."
Only $2 million.
Yeah, because it's like they didn't put up the math up together that like Kickstarter does take out some of that of some of the Kickstarter money, and also like that's all in U.S. dollars. It doesn't like transfer all of that.
Oh no!
All of it doesn't transfer quite to Japan's currency. You know, I believe yen. Yeah, yen.
Yeah.
So it's like they only had $2.6 million to make that game, and they were trying to port it on 10 consoles. So that we all know how that turned out.
Huh.
So you want to try and do multiplayer for a massive game like Breath of the Wild for $10,000?
Oh my god!
You should just be laughed at. Just constantly just like pointed and laughed at. Just no, that ain't happening.
All right. Speaking of laughing at people, pointing and laughing at them, you've been obsessed with League of Legends lately.
The show, not the game. Like I want to be clear. Like, hey, the show did a really good job getting me interested in the characters and
honestly,
the world of Runeterra and all everything. But
it's probably what you're interested in.
Oh yeah. It's like, and I actually did finally like get a glimpse of like what the actual game is like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first of all, it's not a soccer game like you mentioned.
My bad. I've never played it.
I know. I was so confused.
I don't install viruses on my computer.
Oh, hey, it's best to just stay away from Reddit. I suggest just not going anywhere near there. But anyway, it's like the world and the characters of Runeterra. I've always found has been very fascinating to me, and I am kind of happy that they are doing the thing I was saying they should have done in the first place, which is a turn-based RPG. Everything about this fantasy, scientific, this science and magic world of steampunk and runes and other creatures fits in an RPG game, which we are finally getting with this upcoming one called The Ruined King.
Yes.
Do you want me to take over from this?
Do you want me to take over from this? Is that what you asked?
I was making sure. Do you want me to do this, or do you want to do this?
I mean, I can do it. There's not a lot to talk about, It's a new RPG based in the world of League of Legends. It's pretty standard fare for an RPG. It uses the active time battle system, which it's pretty much the same as the regular turn-based combat system, except that it takes place in real time. Combatants have action bars that fill up over time, which determine when they act. One of the reasons it's not popular is because you actually have to wait to attack. So, like, you act, and then that's it. You just wait. You wait for your bar to fill up. The cool part is that, it requires you to think faster or quicker.
Yep.
But it ends up taking longer than, regular turn-based combat.
I get that, but I've gotten used to it, honestly. Again, I know I complained earlier about like all this stuff in Monster Hunter Rise. It's so complicated. I'm not used to any of this, and here I'm saying like all this thing that you was complaining. I'm used to it by now. It's not that hard to figure out. So, it's a bit. Things are balanced. Okay, some things I can get easily, some things I can't. So, just how I function.
It's understandable.
Yeah. So this is the one that's just coming out in a few months. Actually, I had the article here a moment ago of when. Okay. Yeah, it's available. It's gonna be available for Xbox, all that, PS4, PS5, and PC. And I had a date somewhere.
It's also
Please do
planned
not,
for the
please do not betray
Nintendo
me.
Switch.
Oh, why did I forget? I just got a bunch of games for that. Why did I forget that one? Oh, I'm terrible. Yeah, I'm not getting all that Nintendo money check. Oh no, I didn't mean to let you down, Shigeru Miyamoto. Anyway, it's coming out soon. Anyway, other than that, there now one game that is part of League of Legends lore that it's going to be take a lot longer to take is a fighting game called Project L. I really talked about this last week when I mentioned like, oh, there's a bunch of new games that aren't the main League of Legends games coming out. But yeah, there's already been test footage, or like there's already been like a demo showcasing like the basic look, or how like the set characters they have already feel, and it reminds me a lot of Guilty Gear and also the new Dragon Ball Z Fighters that I've been enjoying as well. Great movement, nice rollback, and it's going to be online. And as said, like at least there's two characters from that game that I recognize, Echo and Jinx. As I said, like there is plenty of champions part of League of Legends that I am just learning from these other things that are not the main League of Legends game, and I'm totally okay with that.
All right. Let's talk about some criminal activity.
Let's get dangerous.
So, in Japan, a 50-year-old man got arrested for selling consoles that were supposed to be delivered. He promised his friend, who works for a delivery company, that he would deliver a load of 500 PS5, Switches, and games. Instead, he sold them to nearby shops. The total value of the consoles was estimated to be 5.8 million yen, which is about $51,000. And the man made about 3 million yen, or $26,000. And the best part about this story is what he is quoted as saying. Because the money is going to be hard to get back, because I made off with the load because I was having money problems. I bet nearly all the money on horse racing.
I have to ask, have you seen Squid Game?
I have not.
Okay, well, in the first episode, this is what exactly happens.
Are you serious?
Guy gets a lot of money. I am not joking. I'm thinking. My thought immediately was, is Squid Game real? Is this actually a docudrama? Like, because what this man said, what he did with the money, is exactly how Squid Game begins. Oh man.
And you know,
I don't. Life imitates art, Steven.
Life imitates art. You know, it's funny because he said, I bet nearly all of it on horse racing, and my mind was like instantly like, oh wait, I know something else that's related to video games and horse racing and betting on it. So, in 1988 in Japan, there was a proprietary dial-up information service for the Famicom, which is Japan's version of the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yes.
And its most popular, service was betting on horse races.
Oh, okay. So wait, they used the Famicoms to bet on horse races?
Yes.
Like,
this was an add-on
oh,
that connected them to,
okay.
the early internet.
Okay.
Yeah. It was crazy.
That is so crazy. That is so crazy to think, too.
Mm-hmm.
man, you would not see Nintendo pulling anything like that
But yeah,
nowadays.
like, how are you gonna have money issues and then bet it all on horse racing? Like, I have money
Yeah,
issues.
that's what
I'm not gonna bet it on horse racing. Now,
is this like a weird?
to be fair,
My brain is going to different references at once because, like, again, there's an old episode of South Park, like probably like season 3 or 4 of like the whole town is struggling and Stan's dead, bets everything on like this one roulette wheel and everything. He wins.
Oh.
But the thing is like the whole town is like, oh man, if we do it again, we're gonna be millionaires, millionaires, and then he fails. Oh no! Like, oh, South Park was full of such great episodes like that, where like they could have easily solved the problem, but they ended up making an even worse problem.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. But yeah, references. That's how we roll here.
Yeah. All right. So, this next story is actually more serious than this one.
Yeah.
So,
we try and give you a fun episode to like, or try and give fun episodes to like, laugh, maybe cry, or
make you feel
or cry in terms of like that. Yeah, make it feel stuff. But it's always said when like a bit of the real world has to keep popping up in this. I personally don't like talking about the darker stuff, especially when it comes to like scandals going on inside, game companies. But we do got to bring this stuff up. We got to at least have a discussion about this kind of thing. So, yeah, unfortunately, we got to talk about the 19-year-old that shot up,
that got
a
shot.
place just for a frickin' PS5. Mm-hmm.
So, what happened was in Harris County, Texas, this 19-year-old was selling his PlayStation 5. He listed it online and somebody responded that they were interested. They went to meet up at about 1:30 in the afternoon and the buyer tried to steal the console. And after he failed to do so, he shot the 19-year-old in the side. And he left.
Yeah, I meant to say the 19-year-old got Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant to say the 19-year-old got shot, not the 19-year-old got shoot. I'm sorry. I did not mean to did not mean to mean that. It just unfortunately obviously there's news on TV about like a school shooting happening and a kid,
It's an easy mistake to make here in America.
Yeah. I'm again. It's just bad news and just kids getting shot for no good reason, and it's gonna keep happening.
Yeah. On the plus side, he's in stable condition, and the only injuries he has are non-life-threatening.
Again, good the kid's still alive, but it should never come to this.
Yeah, shame on that person who shot him.
It's a game console.
Yeah.
You could either just either wait to get a new one or just
don't shoot someone over it.
It's just insane that like we all gotta be childish. We gotta be so childish and violent over this kind of stuff, man. It's frustrating.
It is. All right, let's go on to something more positive. Do you want to take?
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna
segue. Story?
I don't know how we're gonna segue into the next thing, but okay. So not so serious stuff. We got ourselves we got the Orion. It's not exactly the Switch Pro like I've been wanting, but hey, it's a bigger Switch. But not really. Basically, it's like the port that comes with the Switch is now like you can attach that into the Switch and carry that around and play that on the go. Even though the thing is pretty freaking heavy and it drains a lot of energy. But anyway, This new Orion Switch comes with like a pair of stereo speakers on the back end to provide better sound and quality for the stock Switch. Oh, excuse me. Uses an IPS LCD screen instead of a LED.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think you said he had certain thoughts about
Yeah,
this kind of thing.
I put a little note here. So, real quick, something cool I realized about this is it's just a glorified portable DVD player without the DVD or player part. It's portable. All right. So,
Yeah.
it uses an IPS screen instead of an OLED. So it doesn't look as good as the OLED Switch, which I bought the other day. Xander doesn't watch these, so no worries about him getting spoiled about that, because he hasn't realized I have one yet. He saw the Joy-Cons, the white ones, in the white Switch dock, and I've just told him, he's like, oh, you got new Joy-Cons? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, you got a new connector too? I'm like, yes. I did get these. But yeah, it's actually really cool, the OLED Switch, because it's the same size as the original Switch, but it has a bigger screen, which is great when you're blind, like I am. Anyway, back to you, Jordan.
Back to the Orion. It's got an HDMI port. Oh, I was either that or like again, I used to watch the RoboCop movies, and like the company that would make them was called Orion. They made a bunch of really crappy like blockbuster movies, or movies that you'd only find at Blockbuster and everything. But like, hey, they helped make the RoboCop movies, and but hey, Paul Verhoeven, he saw the company was going under, he took advantage of it, and we got the first two RoboCops, so I consider that a win. Anyway, the Nintendo Orion has an HDMI port, meaning it can also be used as a display for other devices such as computers and consoles. And it was, and the whole thing was funded by Indiegogo. This was this was a crowdfunded thing, and it's gonna go for at least $300. Depending on, but it should. But there's also the possibility of scalpers grabbing hold of this, and again, holding hostage stuff that shouldn't be shouldn't be a scarcity.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. It's not for me because it's too bulky, but it's still pretty cool. There's a market for it, so it's they're smart to take advantage of this.
Well, yeah, this screams niche. This screams like if you really want to play your Nintendo Switches on the go, but you want a decent screen, you want a bigger screen than what you normally get. This is a good product for you. My thought wasn't of like how heavy and how bulky it was. I could imagine somebody exercising with this, of them like doing squats, doing curl ups and everything, and like getting real jacked, and
oh my god,
and just like and that person might go on a date or something, and they might check out like their their arms and stuff like that, being like, oh yeah, I work out, yeah, I got the Nintendo workout, yeah. Anyway,
right.
And I think we're moving on to our last story of the day, which is the secrets of Majora's Mask, or like even more hidden stuff about Majora's Mask.
Yes. So I love Majora's Mask. It's one of my favorite Zelda games. And so this Twitter user, whose name is not showing up on my screen, that is so infuriating. Anyway, they discovered that the position of the stars in the sky in Majora's Mask is randomized based off the player's file name. And, here's an image of the code that does it. And, a picture of the sky. Now, this is only on the Nintendo 64 version. It's not on the 3DS version.
Darn.
but it's, this was purposefully put into the game. This wasn't like, a mistake. Like, Nintendo did this knowingly. So, it's just an interesting little tidbit about Majora's Mask. Another little interesting thing about the sky in Majora's Mask is that on the first night of Majora's Mask, the farm gets, Romani's ranch gets invaded by aliens. And so that happens at like 2 a.m. And before then, if you look up in the sky, you'll see a red star in the same place. And as soon as the aliens invade, that red star just blips out of existence, and it never shows up again.
Because it was secretly controlled by the dog from Silent Hill 2! Dun dun dun!
Alright.
Oh man, I'm spoiling everything nowadays.
Spoiling everything. But yeah, that's Menu Heroes Digest. We talked about our stories, we did our reviews. And I can't think of anything else. We've got some announcements for the future, but not for now. You'll get to hear about them.
Yeah, I know we promised.
No. That's
I know we promised a new.
That's one of the things we'll talk about in the future.
Okay.
I'll make a whole trailer.
Future.
So, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week, and until next time, stay cool.
In our pursuit of greatness, we fail to do good.